You are asking for trouble if you do not have a good process in place to verify that your personnel have not been excluded from participating in federal health care programs. Care must be taken to ensure that an EMS provider is not excluded from participating in such programs because federal health care program reimbursement for ambulance transports in which a member of the crew is excluded from participating are overpayments and must be reimbursed. Your agency also risks civil money penalties and False Claims Act charges if it has been reimbursed by federal health care programs for trips on which an excluded provider served, especially if there are many such trips over a lengthy period of time. The financial consequences can be devastating if the exclusion is not detected quickly. However, it is not just your EMS personnel that you must verify are not excluded from participating in federal health care programs. Any other employee or contractor that indirectly provides services that contribute to an ambulance service or the billing of an ambulance service reimbursed by a federal health care program must also not be excluded. This includes people such as billers, administrators, accountants, and lawyers if they provide services for the organization that in some manner contribute to an ambulance service or the billing of an ambulance service reimbursed by a federal health care program. While their involvement, if excluded, does not result in an overpayment, an EMS agency does have some liability for the use of their services under the federal civil monetary penalties law. Consequently, you must have a process in place for verifying that your personnel and contractors are not excluded, and that process should ensure that an exclusion is detected without much time having elapsed since it began. The United States Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Inspector General, publishes on its website, generally by the middle of each month, a list of excluded individuals and entities. While there is no law that requires an EMS agency to check that list, let alone on a monthly basis, it would be prudent for your organization to do so every month. The longer the exclusion goes undetected, the greater will be your liability. Therefore, you need to either assign a person within your organization responsibility for checking the OIG list of excluded individuals and entities, or contract with an entity that will do that for you. However, if you contract with an entity to review that list, your agency will be financially responsible for any oversight by that entity that does not result in the identification of an excluded individual or entity. Verifying that your personnel are not excluded requires little effort, but that effort will go a long way in keeping you out of trouble. Thanks for watching.